All right, Reacher fans. First off, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Ton of Reacher content on this channel. Book reviews, TV series, episode by episode, all kinds of Reacher news. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Now, today we're going to talk about episode 6 of Reacher season 3. We're moving right along. We only got 2 more episodes after this one, and a lot happened in this one. A lot of revelations, a lot of action. It was a fantastic, action-packed episode. Let's get into it. So, first things first. We ended last episode wondering if Quinn was going to remember or know who Reacher was, or if the amnesia was legit, if he really did get amnesia from the bullet that Reacher gave him years and years prior. It turns out the amnesia is very much real. Quinn does not recognize Reacher at all. Even when he asks what his name is, and he tells him his name is Reacher, he still doesn't know who the hell he's dealing with. So we find out that there's actually someone above Quinn, which I think I alluded to earlier. I thought that there was possibly someone above Quinn running this thing, or that Quinn might be scared of. But the Russians are actually trading weapons with a buyer who is also into sex trafficking. And that's how we find out that Teresa, the undercover informant, is still alive. She's being kept alive, but only to sweeten the arms deal, right? If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for this buyer also being in the sex trafficking game, Teresa would be a dead woman. But she's being kept alive, and going to be traded to them as a prostitute, along with the weapons that they've already negotiated. So Quinn, with all the fuck-ups that have happened, he cannot afford another fuck-up, or the Russians are going to take him out. So he's getting really, on it. The dude is going a little nuts. And with how, sick and twisted this dude gets, last episode, this episode, you see how bad of a dude this guy is with the way he, tortures and treats people, and I want this dude dead. I'm ready for Quinn to meet his demise. Anyway, so that's going on. The romantic tension between Duffy and Reacher finally comes to a head in this episode. When she, they're having a conversation. She's realizing, what a great guy he is, right? And just such a badass, right? I don't know, it's a little cliche that, we're both such badasses and it turns us on. But she randomly kisses him and then says, what the shit? And it's she reminds me so much of Dexter Morgan's sister, Deb, in the Dexter series. If you haven't watched Dexter, then you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have, you get it. She's very much a Deb-like character. You can see her as Deborah Morgan. Nagley gets some screen time in this episode when she is being hunted down by Quinn's crew for contacting the 110th, for helping Reacher look into Quinn's operation. And then also the kid that Reacher has basically been hired to protect in this series, he finds out that Reacher is there undercover. He catches him talking to Duffy and the guy that he supposedly killed, who was trying to kidnap the kid. So it's a mess, and Reacher's worried that the kid might blow his cover, but we figure out that his cover is blown in a whole different way. In this episode, Reacher's cover is blown because Quinn's guys find out that someone has been looking into them from the 110th MP. And, they put 2 and 2 together, realizing that Reacher, making the mistakes that he does in this season. He does make a few rookie mistakes in this season, I gotta say. But he told them that he was once a member of the 110th MP, and so they put that together, and they're like, oh, this is the guy, this is the spy, this is the guy on the inside. So when his cover is blown, I almost thought the Paulie fight was going to happen early, right? I was like, this is way too early for this Paulie fight to go down. I'm like, no, it's not time yet. That's got to be an episode 7 I don't know if it'll be episode 8, because I feel like more happens in the book after the showdown with Paulie. But at least episode 7, maybe next episode. So that doesn't happen, but his cover is blown, and they confront him. He takes off. There's a wild, crazy chase / shootout through the woods, where Reacher takes out, a bunch of henchmen, a bunch of bad guys, but none of the main bad guys. So didn't really do a whole lot, but takes out some of the crew out in the middle of the woods. It's pretty awesome. Awesome Reacher action. The Reacher that we love, especially as fans of the book series. This is my favorite version of Reacher. Kicking ass. So much ass that he doesn't have time to take names. This is Jack Reacher for me. So Duffy picks him up down the road after he takes out some of these guys in the woods. And Reacher realizes, he thinks he knows where Teresa is being held. She's being held out in this fishing boat out in the middle of the harbor or the ocean or whatever. And so they head off to go do that. They get there. They go out there in a little, a little tiny boat, make their way out there to the fishing boat. Get there and they find out that she's already been moved, but it was obvious she's been there. There's drugs there, so they know that she's been given heroin. She's probably now already addicted to drugs. It's been weeks of probably them feeding her heroin, and this is a common practice among sex traffickers. They get their prostitutes addicted to drugs, and they're easier to manipulate and control that way. But anyway, while they're on the boat, she's not there, but a henchman arrives, and they catch him off guard, beat him, torture him to get information, and then they leave him on the boat, tacked to the boat with a pickaxe, and they get away. They go off as the boat explodes with the dude still on it. Duffy's, I'm starting to realize Duffy is kind of a dirty cop. I don't know, man. She's definitely operating in the gray area of morality here. She does not act ethically at all as an officer of the law. Yeah, you just realize it more and more throughout the series. Right from the beginning, she kidnaps a bodyguard and then keeps him detained in a cabin, not giving him any of his rights, stamping on all of his rights. She beats and tortures people. I don't think she's arrested a single person officially in this series so far. She just goes right along with Reacher, and they kill people together. It's wild, man. Duffy is definitely a rogue agent. She does whatever the hell she wants. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens next. We've got 2 more episodes. We still got the Paulie fight ahead. And like I've said before, they always change some things from book to TV series, so I'm interested to see what that's going to be this season. I know they've already changed some things, but they always change some big major plot piece towards the end, how it ends. I think just to keep the book readers on their toes, to give them something a little different, which I'm glad. I'm glad for that. But hey, if you are a Reacher fan at all, and I'm sure you are since you're watching this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got a ton of Reacher content on the channel, along with a ton of other entertainment and pop culture content. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you decide to stick around, then I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks.